Well, good evening, all the railroaders. After working on the railroad yesterday and a bit today, I've come to realize that Easy Track, made by Bachmann, really is that. It's easy. Just working on this mine area alone, and I've gone and made it a little more complex than I originally thought it was going to do, and I've added 6 switches to it. So one to come off the main, so I'll have a double main going around. And then back off of that, we've got the mining complex that'll be here. And yes, guys, it'll be sitting up a lot farther than the original video showed. That was just to get spacing. And, well, what I'm looking at now is tortoise switch machines. I've got to get myself 6 of them and do some fancy drilling and some fancy wiring. Now, with the Bachmann Easy Track, you stick it all together, you put a train on it, and it just goes. You didn't need a bus line or anything like that, and even all the switches were all kind of interconnectedly wired, right? But with the Atlas switches, as soon as you throw one, well, if it's not a tight fit, you got no more power to the other side of your track, like to the turnout. So I have got a lot of feeders I have to drive down to the bottom of the layout. That being said, just looking at this part here, like I said, I've got 6 switches. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feeders here, 6, 7, 8 that end. Probably do 9 right here. Probably, well, I might get away with 9, maybe 10 on that second line, main line over there. But in saying that, I don't have a bus line on my layout yet, so I've got to do that too. Now I'm just rambling, so lots of work to get done in this area, so my videos for the next little while aren't going to look like I'm even moving. But it's all the wiring, the tortoise switch machines, holes you got to drill, the fine details on how to get the track set up properly and in the right spot, and then getting this lift out section to actually work properly too. So with all that being said, let's start moving around a little bit and see what I can get accomplished. Talk to you in a bit. Okay, so I got to cut a piece of styrofoam. I want to try to make sure I do it straight. So I've got a foam cutter, and what I've done is put some cardboard on the side of it with a clamp. So all I'll do is I'll take this foam cutter and I will push it against the cardboard, and hopefully this is going to work. Oh. Looks fairly straight anyway, but then again, I do have the original side that I can actually use, and this can be the bottom. Now we're thinking on our feet. Alright, so we'll get that in place and see what happens. Okay, so since I made this piece just a little bit wider, I had to extend that a little bit. So what I'm going to make with that piece of styrofoam is like a little viaduct type thing or something. But I'm going to cut the bottom out of it, make a couple arches, and maybe we'll have a little river run through there or something. Pond? Road? I don't know. We'll think of something. And it's going to go up there and attach up there. The other reason why I want this like this is the board's going to slide back and forth, so I want this part kind of removable also. So when I want to put the track back together, I slide that in there, line up the tracks, slide the next piece into place, line those tracks up, and this is still going to be a little flexible on the sides. Hopefully that'll work. And then we'll start up there. This is a lift out section now, actually. Because I've made it about 7 inches wider, I've been able to add about a foot more track, which gave me a better turn radius back here to get into the mining area. And the piece that I've added to bring up the slack is right there, just a little tunnel piece. Well, I'm not quite sure if I think I'm gonna make it a roadway that goes underneath there. But you can see it's a good distance. We got 2.5 inches lit, so that should be lots of room for a couple cars to go through. And using a styrofoam block, it's nice and sturdy, so that to me is going to be really cool. I got this all glued down now, up to the mining area, and again, got to drop more feeder wires for that too. Just in that area alone is going to be 1, 2, 3 sets of feeders just there, and then just for the effect of it all, I've got this curved track down here, 22 degrees radius, I believe. I'm just going to come out of there, and this is just to let me know how much of the board I'm going to be using up over here. Then I'll just use a Dremel tool and go zit, zit, and it'll be good to go. So again, a couple more feeder wires I got to drop down. Oh, I can see why this is so time consuming. Alright guys, talk to you in a bit. This is just kind of a bird's eye view of what the mining area looks like. Sorry if the camera's shaking a little bit, but I'm holding it about 4 feet away from me right now. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right about now. Lots of track feeders to go down, some tortoise switch machines, and lots of wiring. But we'll get to it.